Hello guys, welcome back again. I hope you are doing well by the grace of God. Today we are talking about multiplication of matrices. In our previous video we talked about addition and subtraction. So today we're going to talk about multiplication. Now students find the multiplication a bit difficult. You have to understand some principles and you'll be okay. It's not difficult, it's very easy. I always tell my students that constant practice will make you perfect. I hope you get it. So when you learn something, you might not get the understanding right from there, but when you practice, you understand. Now today I'm talking about multiplication of matrices. One thing to know about the multiplication is that it's not always that you can multiply two matrices. Before you can multiply two matrices, you must make sure that two matrices can be multiplied if the number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. I have this matrix AB. How many rows do you have? Columns in the first matrix do you have? I have a first column, second column. So I have two columns. How many rows do you have in the second matrix B, which is what? 1, 2, 2 rows. So because the number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix, I can multiply them. You get it? But look at these two matrices. So if you look at this matrix, these two matrices, X has 1, 2 columns. This is the first column, second column. Like I said, the verticals are the columns and the horizontal are the rows. So first column, second column, it has 2 columns. But how many rows does it have? Only 1 row. So because the number of columns here is not the same as the number of rows, it has only 1 row, it has 2 columns. We cannot multiply them. So we can only multiply two matrices if the number of columns in the first matrix is the same as the number of rows in the second matrix. So these two matrices cannot be multiplied because the number of columns in the first matrix is different from the number of rows in the second matrix. So that's it. So you cannot perform the operation multiplication for these two matrices. No. Now let's look at how the multiplication is done. It's not difficult, it's very easy. So we are talking about the multiplication. So how can I multiply these two matrices A and B? So we are multiplying these two matrices A and B. Now this is what you do. You use all the rows in the first matrix to multiply the first. You use all the elements in rows. So this is the first row, second row. You use all the elements to multiply the first elements in the second matrix, the columns. Use all the rows, the members in the rows, to multiply the members in the first column of the first matrix. When you're done, come and use to multiply the members in the second column of the second matrix. You get it? So all the members in the rows to multiply the what? All the members in the columns of the second matrix. So first, let's multiply this first column by all the rows here. So you see, first you use the first row. This is the first row. Now this first element here will correspond to the first element in this column, and this second element will correspond to what? This second element in the column. So we have A times E. So we have A times E plus B times G. So A times E plus B times G. So we are done for this row. Let's come and use this row. You get it? So we're going to have C times E here, C times E here, plus D times G. You get it? So use the first row to multiply, that will be the top. Use the second row to multiply, that will be the down. So we are done for this first column. Let's move to the second column. The same thing. Use AB to multiply this. Come and use CD to multiply this. So A times F This is the first matrix times the first matrix. You've seen it. So A times F, which is this, plus B times what? H, which is this. You've seen it. Now we are done with this first row. Let's move to this. C times F, which is this, plus D times H, which is this. Very, very simple. So we use the rows to multiply the columns or the columns. So use the rows to multiply this first column. When you're done, come use the same rows to multiply the second one, and that's it. It's not difficult. Very, very easy. You need to sit down, analyze it. So first, this row to multiply this. So if you're using this row to multiply this corresponds to this corresponds to this. You've seen it. So A times E plus B times or G. Then if you're using this row to multiply this, C corresponds to E, D corresponds to this. So C times E plus D times G. You've seen it. Then if you're multiplying the last column, A times F plus B times H. Then C times F plus D times H. Very, very simple. It's not difficult. It's very, very easy. Very, very easy. Let's try for another one. So let's say I have another matrix A, M, which is A1, B1, C1, D1, and N is A2, B2, C2, D2. And I want to find the product, or I want to multiply them. M times what? N. So I'm going to have A1, A1. So use this first row to multiply this first column. Come and use this one too to multiply this first column. Right, then use this first row to multiply this column, the second row to multiply this column. Very, very easy. So when I'm performing the first row with the first column, A1 corresponds to this. So A times A2 plus B1 times C2. You are done with this first row. Let's go to the second row. C1 times A2 plus D1 times C2. You've seen it. Now we are done with this first column. Let's move to the second column. A1 times B2 plus B1 times D2. You've seen it. So now let's move to the second row. C1 times C2. Sorry, C1 times B2. Sorry, we are talking about this column. So C1 times B2 plus D1 times D2. Very, very simple. It's not difficult at all. So go take time, go through it, and you understand it perfectly. Now let's solve the question. So we are saying that if M is equal to 2, 3, 2, 4, and N equals 2, 3, 2, 1, find Mn. So if M equals 2, 3, 2, 4, and N equals 2, 3, 2, 1, find Mn. So how do you find Mn? So in other words, we are multiplying what? Those two matrices. Okay, so M, which is 2, 3, 2, 4, multiplying 2, 3, 2, 1. So let's go. Use the first row to multiply the first column. Then come and use the second row to multiply the same columns before we move to this last column. Okay, so using the first row to multiply the first column, you have 2 times 2 plus 3 times 2. You've seen it. So we are done with the first row. The second column, sorry, the second row, 2 times 2 plus 4 times 2. So we are done with this column. I hope you've seen it. Let's move to the last column. 2 times 3, 3 times 1. You've seen it. Plus 3 times 1. Now we are done with this row. Let's move to this row. 2 times 3 plus 4 times 1. You've seen it. Very, very easy. Now let's perform the operation. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 3 times 2 is 6. Okay. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 4 times 2 is 8. Okay. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 4 times 1 is 4. 4 plus 6 is what? 10. 6 plus 3 is 9. 4 plus 8 is 12. 6 plus 4 is also 10. That is very, very easy. You might not get the understanding now, but go over again, try and solve the questions, and if you practice, you'll be good. Okay, I mean, constant practice will make you perfect, so it's not difficult. Okay, just take your time, go through again, and you understand it. Okay. See you in my next video. Our next video, we talk about determinants of matrices, and that one is very, very easy.